Hey guys, Levi Vlogs here, and today we're going to learn how to take the brake discs off of a Schwinn 700 DBT-C, Schwinn 700C size DBT mountain bike. It's over there. You will soon see the beginning process. Let's get started. The process is super simple. As you can see, I already did the back. I have no brake cables installed. What you're going to do, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to go ahead and take your, I'm not sure what millimeter this is, but you're going to take your tool, you'll find out what size it is, loosen up so it comes flush, and go ahead and pull that out. You're going to go ahead and take your tool, stick it in your other screw right there. You're going to loosen that up a little, do it to the other one. Because while I mention this, you should make sure that you keep all your screws in a correct spot. If you don't, then, you know, I'm not sure if you do know or not, but losing screws is not good. Makes it really hard. I'm going to get a little bit more light here. Hey guys, it's Levi here, Levi Vlogs. And today, we're going to figure out how to remove the disc brakes on a mountain bike. This is a mountain bike I have. This mountain bike I have is a Schwinn DBT 700C tire size. As you can see, I've done a couple things to it. Not much, more of a ricer. So let's get right into the video. For instructional purposes, I've turned on the flash so you can better see my brake calipers. I've recently done my back, and as you can see, I have the X-type brakes installed where they have more of a spring to them. I also like to sort out my screws so I don't lose them. Make sure you do that as well, because losing screws is not fun. Starting with the first procedure, you'll want to remove this brake cable by taking your 10mm or 3, removing the screw, loosening that up, and pulling the cable out. Next thing you want to do is come over here and loosen up these screws. As you loosen them up, they will just pull right out. They have a little bit of thread lock, as you can add more when you add them back in. And that looks like we have taken our brake disc out. So, if you want to change your brake pads, that's a whole nother thing, my dude. What you have to do is you take the exact same tool. What you're going to do here is you're going to find these 2 screws here. Stick your tool in there. You're going to go ahead and loosen that up. Same with the other side. Mine are super tight. You pull those screws out, and it reveals your brake pads. So now, on some bikes, they are very different, and on some, they are not. In my bike specifically, you have magnets. You just pull on the brake pad, and they come right out. Mine clearly need to be changed. Yikes. Here, you can see I've taken the 2 screws and set them side by side. Everything is very organized, so you can always see where your stuff is. Here, I have my new, sorta, brake discs. I'm going to go ahead and take that, plop it right in there. Now, for this one, it's a small bit different, just because of the spring-loaded contraption you have to put in. It's really easy. You just slide it in, make sure you line the hole, and make sure the brake pads won't end up touching the metal instead of the pads themselves. You align the other brake pad as such, and it's easy as sticking it back on, making sure everything is aligned, and everything is, sticking the screws back in as well. With the screws tightened, you now have 2 bad brake discs, while the front brake caliper is now new and ready to go. You now can take your old brake pads and stick them in the back of your bike, so the next person to ride your bike gets scared because they won't have any back brakes. with my new brake calipers all set up, you can now take your caliper, make sure you align it correctly. Oops, that doesn't seem to go. Try the other way. That seems to go right. It also aligns with the brake line to the brake line. Stick that right there. You hold it in place, and you stick one of your screws in. You can also stick your other one in afterwards too. I put this one in before you guys had a chance to see, so I can hold the brake caliper up there. You take your tool and you tighten up the screw. Easy as that. Don't tighten it too tight because you might strip the bolt. But if you don't, well, then you don't strip the bolt. Then what you want to do is you want to take the brake lines and carefully thread them through, making sure they pulled tight. You also might want to take the brake lines and thread them all the way through under the clip, and go ahead and tighten the clip. Now, with your brake line installed, you can go ahead and loosen this to give you more play in your brake line, in your brake lever. You can also tighten and loosen this to also adjust the brake lines and to give you more play or less play. It's all in your preferences. Next, take your tools and head over to the back of the bike. With your tools in hand and your screws and your brake caliper, go ahead and do the exact same thing. Except this time, I did mine different. Instead of taking the whole caliper off, I just took the top off. It was so much easier. You just rest it on there, get your screws, although you do have to insert the washers. So make sure you take your washers, you stick them on your screw, because if you don't have washers, there's a possibility that you can rub your screws right up against it, against the frame, and you do not want that. So you go ahead and tighten that up. Go ahead and tighten up those screws up top. One here, and one behind here. Whoops, I can never get it in. Oh man, troubles today. Since I don't have a brake line, I don't have to do anything. Besides make sure this isn't gonna fall off. Because if that falls off, I am screwed. And you can also do a routine check of all your bolts to make sure they're not tight or make sure they're not loose. And with that, you've switched your brake pads completely. You also can check to make sure you did it right. And as you can see, I did do mine right. So, thank you for watching my video. You can like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like. You can also share the video. It would help out the channel a lot. I know I'm just starting, but, you know, might as well do what you can. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.